the red button.
Whenever you're ready, Who's.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 137, Sport Geniuses Podcast. This is Who's. I got Casey, Courtney, MBG. As y'all know, the MBG Podcast is considered a true innovator in the podcast world. I don't think any podcast ever thought about having four people sit around and talk about sports before us. We're the first ones to do it. So in that spirit, we're going to try something new this week. We're going to have our first ever MBG Podcast crossover show. So joining us tonight for the whole show are Rob Williams and Craig McMichael, co-hosts of SEC Sunday Night, which you can catch live every Sunday evening on Chief Sports Network. So Rob and Craig, how y'all doing tonight?
Yeah, boys.
Thank you so much for having us, guys. We love obviously listening every week. Y'all been on our show at least once or twice in some versions. Really excited to chat with you guys tonight.
We need to bring a little bit more
Almost
energy.
Everybody's
Craig.
been on our show, right? Almost everybody. We're still in search of having Courtney on at some point. So we'll see.
She doesn't.
Wait a second. No.
But that's true. I was out that night, wasn't I?
To be fair, the key for Courtney coming on is you have to be off. So Courtney will be on. We talked a lot of Auburn. We talked a lot of Tennessee. We got to have her back on to talk about what is that team you root for?
I root for the SEC. Clearly, I actually changed my shirt so that I would not be partial during this live video experience.
Just like the Rob Lowe wearing the NFL hat. Is that what you're doing right now?
That's what I'm doing. Look, it's SEC Sunday Night.
We're just lucky he has a shirt on because any chance he gets, he's popping that top and he's like.
Lane Kiffin would appreciate that.
Why don't y'all tell us about your podcast or your show a little bit before we get started here?
You want me to take it? Sure.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Host.
Yeah, so SEC Sunday Night is every Sunday at 8 on the Chief Sports Network, as Who said. And Craig and I actually started writing for a platform called Last Word on Sports several years ago and just met that way. I slid into his DMs to ask about his views on Georgia, South Carolina, and the rest is history. So it kind of took off from there. We started a little show called It Just Means More Football and Coffee, where we were looking to create a diner-like kind of environment where guys are sitting around sipping on their coffee, getting ready to talk ball. And that has kind of snowballed into where we are today. And we really just want to have a casual conversation for the serious sports fan. There's a prerequisite to get in the door, right? Like we want people to actually care about the game, but just like you guys here, we don't have to always take it so seriously. There's news and analysis and breakdown that we're going to do. We're going to have quality, informative guests that are coming in, but we have a segment every week called It Just Means More Genius, where Casey is there to read the boards that MBG provides, and we have a good time just kind of winding down and getting a good laugh out of the most passionate fan bases across the SEC and sometimes nationally. Sometimes it's too good to pass up and we go outside the league. So we appreciate those of you who are not in the greatest conference in college football as well.
All right, you guys ready to wrap this one up now?
Yeah, that was way more SEC talk than we ever wanted or needed for that.
It just means more. It just means more, guys. We have to talk about it. 5 teams out of 12. We have to talk about it.
It just means more conference games. You know, they have 9 conference games. Did you see that silly ACC transition period that we got? I'm sure we'll talk about that later. But
I feel like there's math there, and I think Casey, you're gonna have to go to some new conference because we know math is not your strong suit. So like we're gonna have to do something different with that one. So
well, I'm sure it's not going to be any controversy when you've got one team that's like 8-1 next year and another team that's 7-1 in the ACC. That's not going to.
They have tiebreakers figured out so well. I'm sure they have a plan.
Right.
And Jim Phillips, we trust.
Yep, we're on the cutting edge of creating new and exciting problems. We'll see if we can do it again next year. All right, so we have all kinds of bowl games going on over the next several days. We got the Xbox Bowl, the Myrtle Beach Bowl, of course, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl next Monday, featuring MBG's Utah State Aggies. But of course, main attraction is week 1 of the college football playoff, which kicks off Friday evening with number 9 Alabama visiting number 8 Oklahoma. We talked about this a little bit last week, but what do y'all think about this matchup here?
I'm so excited to play Oklahoma again.
Why was it bad before?
Like not just the last time, the time before that too. So yeah, I mean, I feel like there's going to be several toaster baths in my future on Friday. I do think that we can win. We lost by 2. And we gifted them, like we had 3 little nicely wrapped presents that we handed them. And we still kept it close. So I feel like we can win, but I don't want to say we're going to win.
So being a Georgia fan, and we actually beat Alabama for once. I don't know what stars aligned. My advice to you is to do everything that Ohio State didn't do in the Big Ten championship and just be Alabama and out-athlete Oklahoma. You have a great quarterback. You have great receivers, and just go play. If you don't turn that ball over, and then obviously don't kick any field goals because that's a toaster bath waiting to happen. So to me, like that's going to be all set. And I don't know if you guys saw this week, but John Mateer, who I think won like the week 3 Heisman, was shown doing a drill, and he tripped over a bag. So Courtney, I think you're going to be just fine. I think we can avoid the toaster baths for at least another week.
Yeah, spoiler, we're both on the Alabama train this week. This will be the first time. Actually, we said it Sunday night. So we can go ahead and let the cat out of the bag that we both think Alabama's going to win this game. For me, kind of the X factor is going to be R. Mason Thomas coming back. Obviously, can Alabama protect Ty Simpson? Is there any semblance of a running game to kind of back off those pass rushers? Because if that's the case, I think ultimately the Bama receivers can get loose on this Oklahoma secondary, but the front seven for the Sooner defense is kind of the issue. The matchup is really between Venables and Grubb, and to a degree, Venables and Ty Simpson directly, because if he can confuse him and gets a free rusher, then you may end up handing him another one of those nicely wrapped presents.
That's more analysis than we've had on this show ever. And we're only 7 minutes in.
And nobody even cussed yet. I mean, this is crazy.
This is weird.
Wait, we can cuss?
My main question is, how in the world is it fair for 2 SEC teams to have to play each other in the first round?
Amen. Thank you for
Set
the
up to
ACC
make
slam.
sure.
Thanks, Suze.
Yeah, you should be able to make sure as many SEC teams advance as possible. Fair.
Listen, we got 3 home games, Who's. What more do you want? I mean, we got 4 teams. We did the best that we could. We're trying to give the little guy, like Oregon, an opportunity here. So, we're trying to spread the love. We're trying to be a little bit more equal and a little more friendly.
Yeah, I don't believe that for a second.
Somebody tell Emily that he just called Oregon the little guy.
Oh, well, she listens religiously, so she'll hear it.
Did you just say eco-friendly?
I did say eco-friendly. It's Oregon, so you got to be friendly.
How granola of you, Craig. That was a great move.
Does anyone think Oklahoma has a shot in this one?
I do.
They got a shot.
I mean, look, their defense is so good. I mean, you talked about what you think it's a matchup between Venables and Grubb or Venables and Ty Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
I take Venables 9 times out of 10 in those matchups. If that's truly the matchup from a defensive perspective.
You hit fireworks and mini golf. We can't take you serious.
I mean, it's tough to beat a team that's as good defensively as Oklahoma. I mean,
well, and Alabama hasn't really been clicking on all cylinders on offense either. I mean, if they're out of sync, against Oklahoma, I think Oklahoma definitely can win. It's just going to depend on how well they play on offense, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem. If Alabama stumbles a little bit, Oklahoma's not necessarily going to put up 30 and then have Alabama have to come back. That's the only issue I see. I think everybody's right there. I think Oklahoma's got a really good shot at this because I'm a creature of recency bias, and what I've seen Alabama put out the last 2 weeks, woof.
You look at, they dropped 2 of their last 4 games, and I think the only thing I would counter that Brent Venables defense, if Alabama had any semblance of a running game, which they really don't, Courtney will agree, I would agree with you. I think Oklahoma is the superior. But if you look at Oklahoma's secondary, I think they have been exposed. If I may, my boy Arch did carve them up in the second half of the Red River rivalry and kind of make that game go crooked. So to me, if Ty Simpson and that 17, 16-year-old, whatever his name is, Ryan Williams, get on track, I think the Tide could win this one big.
Well, your other boy, former boy, I guess I should say, in Lane Kiffin, who you no longer claim as your boy.
We will not talk about him anymore.
Also carved them at times. There was a couple moments against Ole Miss where receivers got completely behind the defense. So, the flip side of it is something that we haven't mentioned, though, is what is Mateer going to do? And other than trip over a bag on video in the middle of the week, right? He makes incredible plays at times, and then he makes boneheaded plays at times. And I think that's a little bit unpredictable. What is he going to do? If he gets outside of the pocket, he may do something that takes your breath away, or he may just throw a lame duck up in the air that's a gift as well. So you don't really know. That one's kind of unpredictable for me.
And I think our defense has played really well. So, I mean, I don't think they're an issue. And I think that we have I think we have like 5 or 6 people out. Our tight end, Cuevas, he's probable, I think.
What's the board status? What's DeBoer's status? Is he in Ann Arbor? Is he gonna be in Norman?
Right. That is so crazy. It's like, first of all, why would anybody be like, oh yeah, that sounds really good to go jump into that mess? Like, no.
We'll talk about that later too.
The fans if I lose, the fans may be like, boo, we want him fired. But you know what? We'll recover.
Be okay.
Dabo to Tuscaloosa.
Please, God, no.
Confirmed.
Did you see what he said this week, Casey? He said that they are going to do things the right way and not work the portal until it's open.
He is
correct.
Just operative word. He.
And then Shane Beamer
he also used to send Jeff Scott to do his dirty work. Just so you know, I know some high school coaches in this state. Let's just say Dabo.
Me and you both.
Back on the rails, who's?
All right. So I was going to go into my question about whether Ryan Williams has flippers for hands, because I was reading about his drop rate, his historic drop rate the other day, but we're already off the rails. So I'll just move on to our next game here. So Saturday at noon, I'll do them in order here. Saturday at noon, we've got number 10 Miami at number 7 A&M. Miami, of course, gifted their entrance into the CFP after we choked away our game against Duke. Don't have any feel for this game at all. I think a lot of it depends on how Beck plays, but that's kind of Miami's deal in every game. I still think it's odd that A&M dropped all the way to 7. They kind of got a raw deal because 1 through 6, you're getting a pretty good, an easy matchup or a bye. And then at 7, you've got to play a real team. So, I don't know. How are y'all feeling about this one?
What's the line there, Who's? Do you know? 3. Texas A&M minus 3.5. So it's literally almost a pick 'em?
Yeah, pretty much. They're getting 3 for being at home. Yeah.
Wow. What does Vegas know?
These are two teams that nobody can trust. Nobody can trust either of these two teams.
That's it.
Or these coaches.
No. And I think that's the biggest problem. Like, you look at Cristobal, who just makes some just boneheaded moves. He has given away more games in the last couple of years, especially at Miami. He's given a couple away at Oregon. But my biggest question for this game, and I'm going to ask Courtney this question: when is the last time Carson Beck actually won a game that mattered? And this is I've covered Georgia now for 3 years, and in the biggest moments, Carson Beck has shrank. I can think of a couple of times in Tuscaloosa, in Atlanta, playing Alabama, where he just throws some just awful interceptions. But I look at that and I go back to what MBG said. What has Texas A&M done? I mean, they were down 31-3 to South Carolina and somehow had a miraculous comeback. But, they haven't beat anybody with a pulse since, I think, week 3. So I have no idea what to expect. I think, to be honest, I'm going to be looking at the Texas A&M police Twitter account, because that's going to be a hell of a lot more entertaining than whatever chaos is going on in that.
It's one of the best accounts on Twitter. The one they posted about the guy who was hammered and talking to a wall was one of the funniest things I've ever read.
I love
it. You guys got to have him on.
When they end stuff, they're like ejected or arrested.
Yeah. I mean, I've totally been that guy at a UVA game before, so I could feel for that guy.
I got kicked out of Auburn. I mean, yeah, I get it.
Released to sober wife. That's what you're about to say, Casey? That's always the best ending.
That is the best.
That's always the best ending.
Because I'm thinking about my wife. Oh, I know. That's exactly right. I'm thinking about my wife. The eyes alone that she would have. Such disappointment.
Disappointment.
Might as well just take you to jail.
Yeah, I'll just go to jail. I will bypass sober wife.
Yeah, I don't want to go home to her.
I'm excited for the Yell leaders, though. I mean, I'm excited for what kind of cheers. I'm sure Yell practice has been, really hyped this week. I've not seen enough there. So, what sort of fancy moves and what sort of, fancy stuff they've got going on.
Probably have the big routine.
Have y'all ever been to a midnight Yell?
Yes.
No.
I want to go so bad. It's so weird.
That's a good point, actually.
A lot of fun.
The clash in styles between Texas A&M fans and Miami fans is one of the more fascinating matchups going on this weekend. Because I don't know if Craig and Rob, if y'all have much reason to interact with Miami fans, but they can't fill their stadium, but on Twitter they are wild as hell. And I don't know. I don't see them meshing very well with the Yell leaders for some reason. That seems like some kind of culture clash there.
Not at all. And I think it feeds into the nature of this game, right? Like all the way down to the fans. This thing is absolutely unpredictable, and that's the one thing we've said all along is that it has the most variables, and there's no way to pin down which variable is going to be the one that determines the game, because everything about both teams has been Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, this is the most chaotic game of the weekend by far, which is usually my favorite.
So excited.
Yeah, some weird shit's going to happen in this game.
Malachi Tony's an absolute stud for Miami. So if they can just get the ball in his hands. And also a thing that I found interesting watching, I don't know why, but I found myself watching a lot of A&M this year. They never mention where that they say Casey Concepcion is a transfer, but they never tell you where he transferred from. And I don't know if that's on purpose, but they literally will say the other guy came from Mississippi State or wherever, he was an SEC transfer, but they never say where Concepcion came from, which I always found interesting. Maybe it's just me reading it.
He came from an FCS school or something.
No respect.
If he came from an FCS school, they would mention it because then it would be a story.
That would be a heck of a story, yeah.
Yep. Then it would be Cinderella.
All right, so next game we have a rematch from earlier in the season at 3:30 on Saturday. We got number 11 Tulane at number 6 Ole Miss. So, I mean, this one was a blowout earlier this year. I think it's going to be closer this time. I don't know if Tulane has the horses to keep up with them, but I think they're going to give them a better game than they did last time.
I think so.
Just the Our Coaches Left Us Bowl, right?
Yep.
Summerall
kind
still
of a
there.
good
He's
story.
working 2 phones. He's sleeping 2 hours a day. I read some article about that. Like, he's just excited. I mean, totally
Get
locked
money
in.
to their NIL.
Great. I just wish I was in Oxford and that I was in the Grove,
You're
because
supposed to be.
That's
supposed to be.
true. That's
Hey,
true.
Listen, if we keep speaking into existence, at some
This is
point,
now-
probably when I have a full head of gray hair,
Dude,
actually
we said that.
yeah, we have said that. But that to me, and this is where I go on my rant. Oxford, Mississippi is projected to make some $76 million this year for hosting that playoff game. So I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere. The Grove is probably the best place to go. But in this one, I think Trinidad Chambliss probably goes all in and probably knocks out Tulane and sends Summerall to Gainesville.
I think Tulane covers. Give me like a 10-point game.
What's the
Yeah, I
score
say
there?
closer. I don't think it's
17 and a half.
Yeah, I think, what is it now? What's 17 a week ago? I don't know what it is now.
17 and a half, yeah. 17 and a half, Ole Miss.
Still not the biggest spread of the weekend, though.
No, that's the next one. So 7:30 Saturday, we got number 12 JMU at number 5 Oregon. So a Virginia school did make the playoff, unfortunately. And it's been killing me because everybody has loved JMU fans on Twitter, and they are annoying as shit.
Just one. Just one JMU fan is everyone's loving. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, that guy, the
Podcast
funny thing
account?
is that guy used to cover UVA. One of the guys who runs that account.
That is a
They-
ass account.
Do they call James Madison like backup you or something?
Just Missed UVA is what people say it stands for.
I didn't get in there, and I really wanted to go there, so there you go.
And I liked it. My stepsister went there, so I actually like the school. But it's just,
It's
they're
right off 81.
yeah.
Right there.
I saw something today. This is pretty crazy. And again, anything I read on the internet, I just assume is true. So take this with a grain of salt. But somebody said that they did some kind of FOIA request. Anyway, it's on Twitter. Guy said that Oregon's defensive coordinator makes more money than JMU's head coach and JMU's entire roster combined.
Nice.
I could see
Yeah.
it.
So if JMU can hang in this one at all, that would be insane. I don't see it happening, but
No.
Yeah.
I might have said this last week, but I hate that this is the year that 2 G5s got in, because neither of these 2 G5 schools are good enough to win a game. And in years past, there have been multiple G5 schools who I think would have been good enough to win these games. And so everyone's going to walk away from this with reaffirming their own belief that the G5 schools shouldn't be in this and can't compete. But I don't think that this year is that you can really draw a fair conclusion based on the 2 teams that are in there.
You
Isn't
felt
that
better
what-
last year with Boise? You felt a little better. I don't know, maybe because they had Genty on their team.
I also think isn't that when we get chaos, because we think about if we think about the college football slates during the year, and we have like what's going to be a boring week or something that's going to be a bit of a snooze fest. Isn't that when we get the chaos? So like, one, I don't think that's going to happen, but like maybe you're trying to get that. But I'm also like wondering, why is Texas A&M and Miami not that Saturday night game? Why is that the noon game? Like,
it's a little weird. I agree.
yeah, these G5 games should be early.
West Coast.
I'm guessing ESPN got the first pick of games, and they obviously wanted that game and let TNT have the other 2 is my
That's
guess.
T?
It's also on HBO Max.
Stop it.
Yeah, the other 2.
We can't all be on the CW.
Right. It's elite territory to go between Gilmore Girls and One Tree Hill.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
You know what's up.
Hey, the SEC used to have the CW as well. They had the noon game or 12:30 game, and ACC had the 12 o'clock game.
That was before I was born. Sorry.
2010.
You don't remember Mike Hogwood?
Oh, Mike Hogwood. That's a name. We should do a whole episode where we just name guys like that.
We did.
No
It was
other
a Duke
content.
basketball team.
I'm so glad you said it, Rob, because I'm usually the one that says it. I'm like, you guys are so old.
It's not you guys. He's a
Greg has
youngin'.
this bit that I'm like 16. So, and I can't escape it no matter where we go. He went at me on Twitter because he thinks I'm too young to be included in any conversation around The Godfather. So anytime that comes up, I can't be included.
Foreshadowing.
Start a rumor that, you know how they talk about Ryan Williams? Like, he's only 17. Like, Rob's only 16.
He looks
Well,
like.
I made the mistake a while back.
today.
They're getting ready to play Virginia Tech. Posted something that said, when I was in undergrad and law school, we won 5 out of the 7 games and didn't even think that people would be able to figure out how old I was based on that. I got so many responses like, "Oh, you're doing pretty good on Twitter.
Good job, Greg.
Bless your heart."
Bless your heart.
We're thankful you're able to figure it out.
It's I can figure out some things.
You should see him and the Wi-Fi go at it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
There's no better rivalry. It's better than Army Navy. It's better than UVA.
It's much more heated.
100%.
But it doesn't win as much as Virginia.
Well, I'd say it's pretty even. We both get a win like every 20 times. So, all right. So obviously we'll recap these games next week, and then the next round, regardless of what happens this weekend, the next round is going to be super fun. So up next, we thought it'd be fun to do a draft since we've got Rob and Craig with us tonight. It's been a while. A few weeks ago, we did a draft of our worst Thanksgiving foods. And my selection of Jell-O salad, canned cranberry sauce, ambrosia salad, and rolls. I almost lost it with rolls, but ended up winning with 39% of the vote. So this week, we're going to stay in a holiday mode and do a draft for our favorite Christmas movies. And since Casey and MBG usually are ill-equipped to handle the draft, we thought we would give them a little help. So I think Craig and Casey are going to team up, and Rob and MBG. Do I have that right?
You do.
Yeah. Don't screw this up for me, Rob.
No worries. No worries.
Put it for himself.
All right, y'all ready to hear where you're picking?
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so pick 1 is MBG and Rob.
Dang.
Look at this.
Cheaters.
Pick 2 is Casey and Craig. Apparently the pick is in here. I got the 3rd pick, and then Courtney gets a wraparound.
Yeah, you do. Who doesn't, really?
Right?
Picks?
All right, y'all. So who's the 1.1 pick of Christmas movies here?
I'm going to go first because I can't screw this one up going first, right? There's no possible way that I could screw this up.
Yes, there is.
So there's only one clear choice, and I think everybody would agree with this, and that's Christmas Vacation.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I
That's
think it's a movie of all time, not just Christmas movie.
Wow.
That's like the Cooper flag of this draft right here. in
Oh,
my
God.
mind.
Yeah.
Why'd you have
Ron
to
Harper
ruin
Jr. is better, but that's
Bull City, baby.
So the scene where Cousin Eddie, I don't know why, it gets me every time. I've seen it probably 20 times. When he's wearing the white sweater with the black dickie underneath the sweater.
Yep.
They're
It's
drinking
sweaty
eggnog
stuff.
out of the moose cups. I'm
Yes.
drinking eggnog right now, but it's not in a moose cup. But I can sort of relate. We'll see.
The best part,
This is actually a white dickie. It's not a real. It's not a real T-shirt.
the best part of that scene is when he goes to wrestling.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Is this the first time
All
you've
right,
ever said
MBG,
Dickie on the
you
show?
didn't lose the pick with your first, lose the draft with your first pick. So that's always the most important thing there. All right, so Casey and Craig, who you got?
challenge accepted. Who's? No, actually, I'm going serious. Craig and I kind of came to a consensus on this. We're going at 1.2. We're going with Love Actually. In my opinion, there's no better Christmas movie around. Yes, I'm a softie. Sorry, I know I just won the drafts. I'm sorry about that. But I'm so confident that I may just let Craig maybe do the rest because
I
I just
feel
want.
it in my fingers.
Yeah,
I
perfect.
feel
Look.
it in my toes.
I've never even seen that movie. I can tell by the name of that movie that I have no need to see that.
No, we need your review next week because I think you'll be a changed man. You'll be like, I am blind, but now I see.
It'll only be on about 714 times between now and next week.
I don't know what it's about, but I can tell by the name that it's dumb.
He can give you his review without watching it because his review is exactly what he just said.
Do not watch it. By the time we record again, I'm gonna call ICE and tell them to deport you.
That's un-American, right, Courtney?
Yeah, surely an American wouldn't say some shit like that.
MBG, it's not on my list, so I'm with you.
That's common. That's a common thing, though. None of my picks are usually on your list.
Usually not. No.
And who wins usually?
Not either of you two.
All right, so I know my pick it can be a little divisive. Some people hate this movie, but it's a movie that I watch with my kids every year, and to me, there are basically like 5 really good Christmas movies that we watch, and Elf is one of those. So. Christmas Vacation is one. Elf is another. You Sit on a Throne of Lies is one of the greatest quotes in movie history. It makes me laugh every single time. That and He's an Angry Elf. Those 2 lines just absolutely kill me every year.
That was
Elf. What's your favorite color?
just on in my house.
Yeah, we just watched it like 2 days ago.
One of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah,
it's a good one. Not as good as ours, but it's good.
It's like second best.
Second best.
All right, Courtney, you got 2 here.
Okay, so my first one is going to be Home Alone, but Home Alone 2, because Home Alone 2 is better than Home Alone 1. And if you don't think so, I will fight you.
Wait, so did you pick Home Alone 2?
I picked Home Alone 2. Yes.
Okay.
She's got another pick, though. Don't worry.
I do.
Now, can I just point something out about Home Alone 2? What I love about that movie, that there's this scene where the tone is totally different from the rest of the movie, where Kevin is talking to his dad, I think, about like Uncle Frank told him not to bother him when he's in the shower. And he said, if I went in there and saw him naked, I'd grow up never feeling like a real man. That's a weird fucking quote in Home Alone 2. And then he goes in there and Uncle Frank says, "Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm going to slap you silly." Like, what? It's like from a completely different movie.
He recorded that and then used it at that time.
Anyway, sorry to derail things. Casey knows how much I love awkward stuff. Every time I watch that movie, that kills me.
So good. So my next one is going to be Bad Santa, because who doesn't love a Christmas movie with Billy Bob Thornton? I mean, fantastic. And just how he's like talks to the kid. And the kid just is like so happy all the time, even though he's talking to him like shit. It's fantastic. It's hilarious.
I love me some Billy Bob Thornton.
I do too. Lamb Man.
I was about to say he could be in his best role ever right now.
Fantastic. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Swing Blade.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm abandoning my list. I'm just going to pick stuff I like and not try to win for once. So I'm going with Trading Places. Are you guys old enough to have seen that movie?
No.
Rob doesn't know what you're talking about, MBG.
Eddie Murphy.
So this is all you need to know. It's Eddie Murphy at the peak of his powers, and also Jamie Lee Curtis's tits at the peak of their powers.
I've seen it.
Kevin.
Okay, so you can bleep that. I can't say boobs. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a weird word, isn't it?
It just sounds dumb. Yeah. All right, Casey, what do you got?
It's our turn. Craig, you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'm ready. At number 2, I'm so glad that Courtney
didn't
take this one. I'm going with American Psycho. Well, absolutely does have some Christmas scenes. It's totally unhinged as possible. You think about it, we've got holiday parties, Christmas music, seasonal cheer, all wrapped around Patrick Bateman's cold corporate serial killer chaos. Festive, but a little terrifying. So American Psycho, obviously a great Christmas movie.
I agree completely. Heartwarming almost.
Love Actually and American
Psycho. You two are
Psycho.
all over the board on this.
Yeah, that's quite the double feature there.
We want to win, okay?
Just wait, guys. I can see exactly where this is headed.
What?
What are you talking about? You think we coordinated this? We didn't talk about any of this.
The text that you sent me that said something about scheming says otherwise.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, can we move on? Is it my turn?
Craig, yes.
All right, so MBG and Rob, y'all have 2 picks here.
How did we not do this already? Okay, This movie is played for 24 hours straight for a reason. A Christmas Story. This has to be on the list. You'll shoot your eye out, kid, is one of the most iconic lines. I can drive through the neighborhood right now and I will see 7 leg lamps on display in people's attic window. I'm not kidding.
Do you live in Cleveland?
Has to go. It has to go on the list. I'm doing A Christmas Story.
I'm going to confess something here.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
I've never watched it all the way through.
It was a staple, like Christmas Eve at my grandma's house. Like it was me,
too,
my
dude.
brother, my cousins, always watching that, and then getting yelled at by my aunt because we started like horsing around. So that's one near and dear to my heart. So way to tug the old heartstrings there, Robbie.
Me too. Me too.
Hey, yeah, me too.
See that?
At my grandma's house, that was it.
That's why I needed Rob, because I would not have picked that, but that's a winner pick. So good job, Rob.
No American Psycho.
See how that rhymes? I was made to do a good job.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Me.
Yeah.
Back and wrap around for me.
Round for you.
Well, I'm going to pick not only the best Christmas movie of all time, but probably the best movie of all time. We've talked about this before, but Step Brothers, which is a Christmas movie, by the way.
So much room for
Step Brothers.
I am
Exactly.
trying to think of a way to argue out of that because I'm pissed that I didn't think of it in MBG.
Good.
And we should have known that with MBG. Like he said it for like he's done that for like worst Christmas sweater ideas. He said Step Brothers. So
The greatest movies of all
By
time.
far one of my favorite one-liner movies ever.
There's-
So many good ones. Way too many to even.
I mean, I could
name,
rattle
but-
off like 20 off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
Okay, give us your
kids
best
watch that
one.
when they were like
The
11.
best one?
I think it was one of the poorer parenting decisions that I made so far.
No, you did right. You were good. You were good.
Yeah, up until he put his nutsack on the drums. That was a little rough.
You got to learn sometime, I guess.
My favorite line, I guess, would be "This house is a prison on planet bullshit in the galaxy of this sucks camel dick." I mean,
We've
I-
definitely talked
yeah.
about this.
Why are you so sweaty? I was watching Cops.
I was watching Cops. So good.
So good.
All right, Casey and Craig.
Craig, I got this one because I'm going with my second favorite movie ever. I'm going to go with Batman Returns.
Yes.
Full-on
Okay.
Christmas movie, snow everywhere, tree lighting ceremonies, Gotham at its coldest, and somehow it makes Penguin, Catwoman, and Chaos feel just so extra festive. It's dark, it's weird, and extremely Christmas coded.
I had
Don't
nightmares
like
about this DeVito penguin as a child.
3 for 3.
Right?
Like, seriously. Now, that's not a joke.
It's not a
Eli Manning, Danny DeVito, Jersey Mike's commercials.
Those
I
are weird.
have Eli nightmares because I'm a Patriots fan, not because he
Oh.
teamed up with DeVito.
Helmet catch. Do you
Jersey
remember that
Mike's
one, or did you watch
not
the
a sponsor.
Did you watch the rerun of that helmet catch, or were you old enough to see that one?
No, I still wasn't born yet.
All right, so this is why you can't let me do stuff like this. So I get Die Hard in the third round.
Looking like it.
Come on, man! It's one of the greatest Christmas movies ever. Now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho! Come on, I just won. Sorry, guys.
I get one more
That's
pick.
so divisive that, yeah, you might have.
God, there's so many on my list. I don't even know what to pick now because I didn't even put them in order. Okay, so I am gonna have to go with. I'm gonna go off the rails too, and I'm gonna go with Edward Scissorhands. It's definitely a Christmas movie because at the end, whenever when he's doing his thing with his like claws, whatever they are,
Scissors.
his fingers, the scissor fingers, whatever it
that's
is.
Edward Lobster Hands. I think that's a different movie. Of course.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, it's telling the story of how it snows on Christmas, and that's where it comes from. Is him up in his castle, his scissor castle. That sounds really.
I was gonna say.
I
We
saw a
have
report
snow.
today. There was a certain website that
Yeah.
had a data leak. Is that where that came from?
Yes, that's where that came from.
That's where the Scissor Castle is.
Yeah, I'm just going to be talking about the scissors.
I have so
Scissors
many
now.
jokes that I am not making right now.
From what I've been
Probably good.
told.
And shit, y'all, I don't know.
So
Okay,
weird.
I'm going to go with Deck the Halls. And have y'all ever seen it? It's fantastic.
It's a song, isn't it?
Yes, but it's
How's it
Matthew Broderick and
Ooh.
Danny DeVito. And it's where they have this battle back and forth about decorating their house.
Sounds
and Danny
riveting.
DeVito's like the,
I've seen it.
like middle class dad, like real happy go lucky. And Matthew Broderick is not. He's like the uppity person and does not like Danny DeVito.
Sounds dumb.
Thank you.
No, that sounds dumb.
You sound dumb.
The timing on your "that's dumb" or "sounds dumb" comments is
It's always
just
good.
comedy gold every single time.
It's like the Whitney Houston drum meme. It's just perfectly timed, perfectly.
It
every
kills
time.
me every single time because I don't see it coming usually.
I'm going to take your little avatar over there and I'm going to crop it a little bit and I'm going to tell everybody you're just a Utah fan.
There
I
it is.
still don't know what the hell this movie
That's
is.
beautiful.
Did this go to VHS?
Probably it was. So good. Anytime it's on TV, I watch it. It's so funny.
Rob, do you know what VHS is?
No, he's 16.
So when I worked at Blockbuster Video, and that's absolutely 100% true. I didn't put it on my LinkedIn, but I really probably should have. They used to
worked at
give us
what?
movies based on Blockbuster Video. It was a place
doesn't know
before
what
they
that is?
had the red box and before Netflix actually sent you DVDs.
He's so confused right now. He's Googling.
But they used to give you the VHS tapes based on like the box office success. Granted, I think Deck the Halls had one. I know that was a lot of story for
Yeah,
not
it
a
just
great,
ended so quickly.
not a good payoff.
Just waiting for it and just like,
Yeah, the
That
punchline
plane-
just snuck up
Can
on
you-
me.
Like a soundbite of a rim shot or something on that.
All right, so I got one more here. I'm gonna tell you my least favorite Christmas movie, so I'm not picking this one. But I hate Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because my jackass buddies in high school used to say I look like Kirby the Elf. I want to be a dentist guy. I want to be a dentist. It used to piss me off.
Do though. Look at the avatar.
totally Kirby the Elf. He looks like the silver and gold guy now with the beard. There you go.
So this is where I'm actually I'm realizing I'm going to lose it because Trading Places is an old movie, and I'm picking another one from the 80s that I actually saw in the theater, and that is Gremlins. Y'all have seen that movie before?
Yeah,
Ooh.
don't get him wet.
I have.
I saw it in the theater, and I was 15 probably when it came out.
Damn.
And if you're anywhere near my age, you can probably
Doing
guess
the-
why. I went
Doing
to
the
see
math
Gremlins.
now of like 15.
Was that like the Great Depression?
Listen, the Great
The
Depression
organ
had
playing.
Phoebe Cates movies, so that was good enough for me back in.
Yeah.
In
that's-
color or black and white?
It was in color. The moving pictures were in color by that point.
It
Hell
was the
yeah.
second one. It was the second one in color.
I'm not a math person, but Gremlins came out to theaters in 1984.
Yeah, I got it right. There you go.
Hell yeah, I was 1 year old.
I may have been born in the 60s. Possible. All right, Casey and Craig. More.
Well,
I'm
You know-
done because I've already feel like I've won, so I'm just gonna give this one
well,
to Craig.
this will seal it because I think Christmas time is about family, right? And I think that is the most important time. Families coming together, families getting together. So I think for 4, we're going with The Godfather. Yes, technically a Christmas movie, or at least Christmas adjacent. The Corleone family is deep in mob business, while Christmas lights and holiday vibes quietly sit in the background, reminding you that even organized crime clocks in during the holidays.
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Rob
This is what
knew
it-
what you were going to say before you even said it.
This is what it sounds like when people prepare, right,
Yeah.
guys?
It's almost as if they're reading these things.
I mean, that was like eloquent.
Yeah.
Listen,
Well, you usually get some outside counsel. I'm actually getting some inside counsel this
There you
week.
go.
And
That's
you
it.
usually win when you get outside counsel.
I
Just
should have
banking on
asked
it.
my consultant for help this week, obviously.
I talked to her earlier. She said she wasn't going to give you any help this week.
All right, so MBG and Rob, y'all have one more.
Okay. So
All right,
if we
Rob, bring it home.
look across everybody's list, there's one clear thing that's missing. When we think about a Christmas movie, we have to include the children, and that means we have to have a cartoon. So I'm going with the Polar Express for our final movie on the list. And if anybody voting has a pulse and cares about Christmas at all, Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story, Step Brothers for your good laugh in there, and the Polar Express. How could we possibly lose this?
In the Polar Express.
Polar
Ever.
Express.
No one listens.
Craig?
If the Yell Leaders had a top 4 Christmas movie list, it would be that one.
Thank you, Courtney. See, look, Unity Council here.
That movie freaks me.
Kid,
Is it the
Yeah.
hot chocolate?
Have you ever
this
been
is
on a
real.
Polar Express, an actual Polar Express train? Because that really enhances the
You live in
experience.
South Carolina. What
I was-
Polar Express are you?
I was on one last night.
Bryson
Yeah.
City.
I got one on the Polar Express last night.
How'd it go?
I mean,
It's gonna be like I hated it.
Was it dumb?
you know, yeah, I would say so. It's pretty dumb. I mean,
MBG hates everything.
I'm
so.
sure the movie was great, though.
Casey, can you edit Rob out of this section because MBG actually wants to try to win?
All of the heartstrings are being
Yeah.
pulled.
Don't
worry.
tell Rob, but I love that movie.
Don't worry. We're pulling
Hey.
heartstrings still.
Casey, I'm disappointed because there was one good Reese Witherspoon Christmas movie left on
Four
the board.
Christmases.
4 Christmases. I thought for sure
That
you
was
would cut
fifth.
it.
That was on my list, but I thought
That's
you
on my
guys would
list.
take it. Yeah, I thought you guys were going to take American Psycho
We
early.
left
So
it-
If you do New
Yeah.
Year's movies, Godfather 2 is right there. I mean,
yeah,
who doesn't want to go to Havana? It's perfect.
What about the third one, Craig?
That one's terrible. Should be
Yeah, no one
deleted.
talks about the third one.
No, that one's off.
Sorry, I'm too young. I haven't seen them.
it's my personal favorite.
All right, y'all. So that brings us to our next segment, Genius of the Week. As always, each of us is going to nominate a player, coach, team, conference, someone who did something particularly dumb in the last week. We'll put it to a Twitter vote and see who wins. Y'all will never believe who won last week. So Courtney's nominee, anyone want to guess who it was?
Sherrone Moore.
Sherrone Moore?
Moore won with 79% of the vote, followed by Casey's nominee, Pete Pavakwa, with 16%. My nominee, me, finished in third with 4% of the vote. And MBG, I have to tell you, I was really bummed because your nominee, Calvin Curtis Johnson, at one point after 2 days of voting, had, because of rounding, 0% of the vote, but you inched your way up to 1% when the voting ended. That was almost the second. We had one other one where you got 0%. So I was hoping it was going to happen again. All right, so I'm in the lead with 55 wins. Casey has 26, Courtney has 21, and MBG has 1. So I think what we're going to do for this one is we're going to go around to our Genius of the Week and have you two do an unofficial vote here when we finish up. Does that work?
Sounds
Like we're judges. I love it. It's like a live judging.
Exactly. No pressure,
we
guys.
we take bribes. I'll give you my Venmo if you need it. So
All right, Casey, who you got?
I don't need to
This-
play dirty, guys.
This week, my Genius of the Week was actually a group effort in my unending attempt to, again, catch up to Who's, fight off the feisty Courtney, or not turn into MBG in the Genius of the Week standings. I sought some outside counsel, and not the outside counsel that Who's gets occasionally. My outside counsel may be present company. Some could say I stole this one from him, but it was perfect, so I just took it. I more borrowed it. And then I may even get him to add some commentary and therefore stacking the deck for who he's actually going to vote for later. Fingers crossed. Always looking for an edge. So I'm going with TJ Finley, who is suing the NCAA for a 7th year of eligibility, but that's only part of the reason he's my pick this week. He's currently at his 5th school, efforting to go to his 6th school in 7 seasons. LSU, Auburn, Texas State, Western Kentucky, and Georgia State, and then TBA should he win his case. At some point, this dude just needs to get a job. He likely already has a mortgage. He's the Phillip Rivers of NCAA football. Dude's about to be a grandfather. Stetson Bennett thinks TJ Finley has been in college too long, and then I'll defer to Craig for any further comments. But for all that, TJ Finley is my Genius of the Week.
listen, I think we've just got to give TJ a chance. That's all he really needs. He just wants to be successful. He wants something really great. I mean, he started school back when Who's was like a freshman at UVA. So he's been there for a minute or two. Let's get him to LSU. Let's get him a real quarterback coach and really just give him a chance. So I think that was a great pick, Casey. I don't want to tip my hand of who I'm voting for, but I mean that was just fantastic.
I'm not
Thanks.
sure if I can vote or if I can vote for TJ Finley. Casey, I'm sorry. Simply because I think that I wasn't born yet when he started school, and so that's going to take me out of the. I don't have a full scope of what's going on here.
That's a good point. I understand. Noted.
All right, Courtney, who you going with this week?
I think I'm going to have to go with Lane Kiffin. So it seems he may not quite be over the breakup after all. This week at 4:16 a.m., mind you, he texts the Ole Miss media guy, the same guy that said you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, that one. Anyways, he sent a tweet and it was asking if, like the tweet said something about asking if Keith Carter was going to make Trinidad Chambliss sit out of the playoffs since he wasn't committed to Ole Miss yet. And Lane added in the text, so is Trin a hoe for asking the same question basically the same way I did? And this is like really giving off the same vibes. Like your ex keeps reaching out to you, but it's not because they want to get back together. It's just they don't want you to move on and be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But personally, I feel like what Trinidad said is all that Ole Miss fans wanted from Lane. Like just say, I'm considering the best options for myself instead of dodging the questions that had anything to do with other jobs. So for not being able to move on or like, hell, let us move on from this, Lane Kiffin is my genius of the week.
That's a pretty good one.
Yes. I mean, that was odd. I mean, granted, now that's the thing we love about Lane Kiffin too, is his pettiness. Yes, that's like my favorite thing about Lane is that
he's at the big dog university now. He's not a little, he's not scrappy anymore.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right, MBG. Hope you can pump it up a little over 1% this week, man.
I think so. I'm going to go back to my roots a little bit here. We're going to head over to Thailand, Bangkok, to be more specific.
Your roots.
So here it is. A 65-year-old had been taken to Wat Rat Prakhong Thom, a Buddhist temple on the outskirts of Bangkok. After she appeared to stop breathing 2 days earlier, her family had traveled hundreds of miles with her body in the coffin and were preparing for her to be cremated. However, moments before the service began, a shocked temple manager, Peirat Suthup, said he heard a faint knock coming from inside the coffin. I was a bit surprised, so I asked them to open the coffin, and everyone was startled, he said. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time. The cremation was due to be live streamed by the temple. The nation's best-selling newspaper named the woman in question as Shothirat Salkut and said she was brought in by her brother Mongkol Sakulku. The brother said she had been bedridden for about 2 years before her health deteriorated further and she became unresponsive, appearing to have stopped breathing, according to Mr. Suthup. So the brother placed her in a coffin and drove her 300 miles from her home in Phitsanulok province in the north country of the capital, Bangkok. The Bangkok Post reported that the woman's brother had been told by local officials that his sister had died. The woman had wished to donate her organs to a hospital in the Thai capital, but her brother was turned away as he did not have the relevant paperwork. Instead, he went to the temple, which offers a free cremation service. After the woman was discovered alive, she was assessed and sent to Bangyai Hospital, Thairat, reported where she was treated for hypoglycemia before being released back to her brother. Asked how he felt to learn that his sister is still alive, Mr. Sakulku said he was indifferent, according to the newspaper. So for trying to get his sister cremated before she was dead and being indifferent to finding out that she was actually alive, my man, Mr. Mongkol Sakulku, my genius.
Wow. There's so much going on there. I feel like this is like a 9-part episode on HBO, like a 9.
I'm so happy you have to spell that, MBG.
MBG's commitment to the pronunciations is what kills me every time.
Every time.
Yep.
That's what he meant by going back to his roots.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so I'm going to go back to the SEC like Courtney this week. So my genius of the week is Diego Pavia, who completed his character arc from scrappy underdog to annoying douchebag in record time over the weekend. So after Pavia finished second in the Heisman voting on Saturday, what should have been a coronation of sorts quickly turned into a PR nightmare. Because after the ceremony, Pavia posted "fuck all the voters" on Instagram and later was seen dancing badly with a "fuck Indiana" sign. This led, of course, to some fantastic content on Twitter as people all over the college football world began dragging Pavia. And this is why I picked him, because I love going through and just finding funny comments people make about guys like this. So I found a few here. First one is, because I'm sure y'all saw, like, the media guy, I guess, says he's 6 feet tall. That dude,
Not 6 feet tall.
So one guy said, "I had no idea Diego Pavia was 7. This all makes sense now." A woman, "I reflexively cover up my drink every time I see a picture of Diego Pavia." Someone else said, "Diego Pavia will be doing $10 cameos in the break room of Sbarro Pizza within 3 years."
I love Sbarro.
And then this one just killed me. "Diego Pavia is like if Axe Body Spray and Monster Energy had a baby and gave it up for adoption." So for all of those reasons, Diego Pavia is my genius.
That's good.
That's good.
Very good.
All right, guys, you guys
Is it judging time?
Go ahead, Rob. You go ahead, buddy.
I think you should go exactly. Age before beauty. You've made a bit. You made an entire bit of calling me young. So yes, you go first. Age before beauty.
As much as I love my guy TJ Finley, Christmas time's about the holidays and about family getting together. I'm going with Who's, because Diego Pavia is just an absolute tool, and I am so done with him and cannot wait for him to flame out and when we never hear him again. So you have my vote this week. Sorry, buddy.
Hell yeah.
So glad that everybody's getting on this train with me. I didn't like him before, but I saw him at the game warming up in Tuscaloosa, and he was practicing taking a knee. Like his celebration, like taking a knee and practicing it. And I was like, this bitch.
Well, the funny thing is, I just remembered this. I picked him for Genius of the Week back when, whose field did he get caught?
New Mexico State?
Yeah, New Mexico, because he was on New Mexico State.
Right.
Yeah. We had to learn how to pronounce his name because we weren't sure.
All right, Rob, so who you got?
Speaking, it's a difficult decision, right? Because I think everybody had someone who is worthy in their own way of being added to this list. But without a doubt, the one that captured me the most, and you all did a great job of building it up and telling the story. But if I'm looking for the overall picture, and I'm not as committed to the pronunciations, but Munghole Magugu sounds like the best story that I've heard in a long time. And so for that,
Cool.
I liked Rob's name better.
I'm going with MBG. Be the 0.1%.
I was going to say, that MBG, that's your one vote right there. Good
That's
pick.
right.
He's tied for the lead right now.
Shut it down, man. It's tied.
No, I feel like Courtney's in Diego Pavia, so sorry, you're still in second there.
Now, Courtney votes for herself every week.
Are we not supposed to do that? Y'all would be shocked, of course, to find that I vote for myself. It's like the least surprising thing ever. All right.
Roll it over.
Every time when Who's reads off like MBG like gets like 5% or 1% or whatever, I automatically think of that clip of Kris Jenner telling Kylie when she's pushing the cart back to put the shopping cart back up, and she's filming her, and she's like, "You're doing amazing, sweetie." That's how I feel every time. I'm gonna start telling you that.
Before we move on to our next segment, I want to give a quick shout out to Coach Letterman for sponsoring the MBG podcast. You can find his truth bombs on Twitter at 3Year Letterman, and his life-changing books, Not Some Random Clown and Determined Look, on Amazon.
He does kind of suck, but he's for sponsoring.
Also, we're doing a cross promotion with the Sickos Committee podcast again this week. They had a new episode drop yesterday titled The Horrifying Bagel Thing, which feature classic Sickos content, including the Quadruple Overtime Celebration Bowl, Army-Navy, the FCS quarterfinals, and much more. We love the Sickos, so check them out. All right, MBG, got some good posts for us this week?
I do, guys. So I feel like there's only one logical place to start this week with the best message board post from the week, and that's up in Ann Arbor. I got some Michigan posts that came out after Sherrone Moore was fired and after that whole thing went down. So I'm just going to read a few, and you guys can tell me which was the best one. So the first one is from a fellow named Palm Springs Blue. He says, "Not political. Can Trump pardon Moore? No reason for him to suffer." Then this same guy, I just noticed this was the same guy. He was on a roll. Another post. He made another post. He's got a different idea now. Can Michigan put Coach Moore up at a Motel 6 for a couple months to help ensure a smooth transition to new coach? He needs the stability, and we need his steadying influence as the new staff comes in.
Yeah,
Sounds like a win-win to me.
It's kind of a two-part plan, right? He gets pardoned, and then he gets...
Is this Sherrone Moore's burner?
It might be.
That's a safe bet. I like the Motel 6 was the motel that he picked to put him up at.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Ann Arbor, but I mean, it seems like you put him up somewhere else.
There are nicer hotels.
save
There's
money.
nicer hotels than Motel 6, and I don't know, am I feeling great about staying at the Motel 6?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
No.
Have you guys ever stayed at a Motel 6?
Yes.
I've stayed at some seedy motels before in my day, my friend.
So I stayed at a Motel 6 in North Charleston. We had all my buddies from college. They were going to the Pearl Jam concert back when I was in school. So it was a long time ago, but Clemson was playing, I think, NC State that night. So I didn't go to the concert. I was the only one out of like 8 dudes that didn't go to the concert. We got one room at the Motel 6 in North Charleston. I left the door open. I was drinking beers the whole time. 2 gentlemen came to the door. I think they were probably trying to rob me, but I put my charm on, and they ended up drinking beers with me. They didn't rob me, but I had way too many beers that night, and no one believed my story. And I was a little bit intoxicated, so I don't know if I believe my story to this day.
may or may not have happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, maybe that's a fair punishment for Sherrone Moore. They'll make him stay at a Motel 6 for a month or two while they get things straightened out there.
It was delightful.
Motel.
Yeah, anytime you're staying.
I stayed one time.
Go ahead.
I stayed in one time, and I didn't even dare lay in the bed. I just sat on the chair the whole time.
Like, were you afraid you were
No,
going
it was
to get
nasty.
robbed, or?
No, it was nasty.
Yeah.
Actually, I slept on the floor that
I
night
didn't know
too,
what
but I don't
would
know if
be
that was
that
by
bad.
choice.
It was probably a cleaner option.
We were in West Virginia on vacation one time. We were supposed to stay at a Knights Inn, which is just, I think, about as classy as a Motel 6. And we drove by, and my wife and I just looked at each other and we're like, nope, that's not it. And I just called the guy, I'm like, just canceling, and we're just going to go somewhere else. So, just a hard pass. And the best thing is I talked to the guy for about 20 minutes, and we got our money back. So it was
Boy,
Did that in Atlanta one time, but it was an Airbnb, and when I rode by and there was like a cage of bars on the door, I decided that was not a good option for me to take. So
I was going to say, did you say
judgmental.
yeah, well, all the pictures, looking back, all the pictures on the Airbnb listing were of the inside. That probably was a part of
I love the mental image of MBG just sitting like bolt upright in a chair in a motel in some dim light.
Probably
Waiting to come up.
towels on it, so he's not actually touching the chair.
The lights flicker.
I didn't dare
right?
touch the towels either, man. I don't know how much we paid for that, but it was too much. I should just sat in the car.
should have called me MBG. I could have got you out of it, but
Well, I should have. I believe this was like out in West Sacramento somewhere. Not the ideal place for a Motel 6 to be staying in a Motel 6, but what you gonna do? All right, we'll stay on the Sherrone Moore stuff. There's a post from an Ohio State board, Bucknuts.
Sure.
This post starts out the way that I love posts to start out. It says, "Hear me out," by Private Pile. While at Alabama, Nick Saban was known for hiring recently fired head coaches, several let go due to scandals, as analysts, with the objective of A, helping his own program, and B, as a way to help these guys resuscitate their careers. The list is pretty impressive, with Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian, Butch Jones, and Mike Locksley immediately coming to mind. With Saban no longer on the scene, these downtrodden need a new place to resurrect their careers. I believe Ryan Day has become one of the logical successors to take on this role. Who would be a great first analyst hire, you ask? None other than Sherrone Moore. Can you imagine the reaction this would get from Michigan fans? There would be many a sleepless night in Ann Arbor with them wondering if/when Sherrone was going to rat on them for their numerous dark secrets. If Ryan Day wants to make the statement that he is the cold-blooded killer, this would be a great shot across the bow. Genius move, right?
right off the bat. The thing that jumps out to me is that Champions of Life Butch Jones was cited as a success story of resuscitating careers.
Notable omissions: Bill O'Brien and Billy Napier.
the good thing about Butch, though, Butch was always there with a cup of water for Saban, because I don't think Nick ever let him in with a headset or up in a booth anywhere. I think that was Butch's job. Get me some water, make sure I'm well hydrated.
Brick by brick, cup by cup, whatever it takes, right? As many catchphrases as we can come up with.
Look, we're not going to be able to
All in.
duplicate Saban's home for wayward coaches. That is come and gone. That is a thing of the past.
Isn't Rich Rodriguez there too?
No.
That list is impressive.
It is.
He got that part right, MBG.
I feel like what Sherrone Moore has going on is a little bit more than a scandal. I'm not sure.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see how this is sticking it to Michigan, hiring a guy just like threatening to kill someone, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, the whole story though went from you're gonna poke fun at Michigan to this is just sad, and it's just it just went alleged, whatever allegedly may or may not have happened, but it was just ugh, it was just
Covering our bases, Craig. Just covering
I
our
get
bases.
it. I get it. We all got to cover our bases, but yeah, just anything that's come out since that time has just not been good.
It definitely went from really, really funny to
Yeah.
really, really unfunny very quickly that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfunny.
Well, I'm nosy, so
All right.
Leave it to
Sorry, I'm
No.
downer over here. Sorry.
Well, I just want to know. I saw pictures of him and his wife leaving the lawyer's office, and now I want to know what's going on with them. I have to know. I'm nosy and I need to know. Someone needs to find out.
You're gonna wait for the Netflix special. It's coming.
Here's what I want to know. So I don't care about the details. I want to know how this guy is coaching at one of the major college football programs He's got a wife and 3 kids. How in the hell does he have time to be doing all this other stuff, man?
I mean, he said in the court hearing, didn't he, 2 years?
I need some time management advice from him because I'm doing something. Yeah. Well, I mean, just time management, not to do what he did, but just to get my life in order.
All right, here's a post that I thought was hilarious for some reason. I don't know why. This is from an LSU board Tiger Rant, and it said, I think this is after all the rumors of maybe Kalen DeBoer either going to Penn State or to Michigan now. It said, it would be very nice if Kiffin proactively declared he is not a candidate anywhere else. Maybe wishful thinking, but that would help him rebuild some trust with the pearl clutchers who had a problem with him a few weeks ago. How rich is it that LSU wants Lane Kiffin to come out and say that he's not going anywhere?
Who are the pearl clutchers that he's referring to? Are the LSU pearl clutchers? Or are the Ole Miss pearl clutchers? Like who was clutching their pearls in Baton Rouge over Ole Miss? Or Lane Kiffin.
Well, I think they're worried about him leaving.
Well, he's going to go to Alabama. He's going to go hang out with Courtney.
Listen, man, if Lane Kiffin left LSU before coaching a single game there, it would be the greatest day in message board history. That would the meltdowns and everything else.
We're rooting for it.
It would just be so amazing.
Poor Joy. That's all I would say.
Well, I'm not wishing it on her. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying she would lose it. But wouldn't it also be like pure Lane Kiffin though?
Yeah, that's what I mean though. Like, just to complete another heel
absolutely
would be amazing.
I think that if Greg Byrne called up Lane Kiffin, it was like, we want you to come be our coach. Lane Kiffin would be like, I am on my way.
Yes.
Do I think that they will ever call him? No.
Board of Trustees won't let that happen.
No, they didn't do it last time.
Would they call Sark or Kiffin first?
Sark.
Who would their first call be, Sark or Kiffin?
Sark
has shown that he can take Saban's blueprint, and with the money and with alignment, he could do that. I just don't think Sark's leaving Austin for that because I don't think that's enough of a move. Where I think that is always Kiffin's number one.
Yeah. I don't think Sark would leave either. I mean, the NIL that they have there is just way better than ours. I mean, we're still way behind on ours because we had the Saban discount.
That's right. They were not paying players at Alabama.
No.
Julio Jones
did not get an Escalade for sure.
Played for free.
For sure.
Just want to get to the league, Casey. That's it.
I get it.
It's respected the process. That you know what? Some people just don't understand the process.
All right. This is one of my favorite posts of the week. Notre Dame fans have been on one since getting snowed.
Oh my God.
What?
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Join a conference,
Believe it
bitches.
or not.
I haven't seen anything on that.
Go ahead, Craig. Tell him
Well,
to let it go. That's your position.
Courtney, you wanted to join a conference. That's exactly what this fellow wants to do. Gerard is his name. He says, I've been proposing an academic conference for years. I did this years ago while Terry Glenn was at Ohio State reading at a 4th grade level. Ask Bill Parcells. That part seems unnecessary, but
Cat's got a complete stray there.
Right?
So here's his proposed conference. Notre Dame, Boston College, Stanford, Northwestern, Duke, Vanderbilt, Cal Golden Bears, Who's Virginia, and BYU. Only players under 25 can play, though.
Who's eligible?
This is the new nerd conference, I guess you could call it.
The nerd conference. I love that. They put only players under 25 can play.
They'd be good at lacrosse, Craig.
Good at lacrosse.
Is BYU that good of a school?
It's a pretty reputable school education-wise. I'm not sure that it's up there with some of these guys there, but
that's
if
weird.
25.
No mission.
Am I the only one who doesn't think Notre Dame has to join a conference? Like, why would they?
They don't have to now because we gave them a guarantee they're going to get in.
Exactly. Just let them go. And I'm glad they did what they did. They took their money and they went home. It's good.
What's the difference between not being in a conference and being in this conference?
That's also a good point because that looks like their independent schedule anyway.
Right.
This is as easy as actually maybe even easier than their current schedule.
Well, let's look at it again.
Yeah.
Well, you got Rice.
I mean, they definitely play.
Come on, Duke was the ACC champions, though. So, I mean, they're pretty good.
Why not put USC in here? That's a weird omission, right? Or are they in here? Am I missing it?
No, they're not there.
Yeah, why not put that's weird. Yeah.
UCLA, USC.
USC quit on them. So, I guess they're done with them.
Oh, they're mad. Michigan's a good school.
What about
Right?
For sure.
We would not like to play anybody who's actually any good.
Yeah, let's just put right.
Just keep our schedule the same. But they don't play any FCS schools now. Remember that.
Hey,
Yep.
listen,
Just
when you
lose
play
them if
9
they go
conference
D5.
games, sometimes you need to have that FCS game because guess what? It's for the good because a lot of those teams are in state. It's very good for, Toronto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It actually keeps their athletic programs afloat. But
it does.
we'll make that argument another day.
It also allows South Carolina to be bowl eligible every other year, every third year.
I don't see a South Carolina team on South Carolina's schedule next year.
Wow, that is just what strays. What
Oh, I'm
strays?
sorry, Rob. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were here.
Hey, it's usually me, so I'm so glad you're here, Rob.
So I just want to point out that the Nerd Conference here has 4 10-win teams in it. So you guys can suck it.
Who's was doing math?
I was.
He had a slide roll out from high school.
And
Yeah.
arguably the best quarterback in the country coming back next year, too, with Cal.
Yeah, that dude's a monster.
All right, last post. This is one of the great message board posts that I've seen in a while for many reasons. But y'all saw Brendan Sorsby, the quarterback from Cincinnati, enter the transfer portal. So there was all sorts of rumors about where he might end up. Apparently his girlfriend is now at Texas Tech. And there was a post on the Texas Tech board by a fellow named Tomato Red. He said, Brendan Sorsby's YouTube account. My buddy who graduated this past weekend had his family come into town. They rented an Airbnb, and the TV at the Airbnb was signed into an account which was Brendan Sorsby. I mean, the timing with his girlfriend and her commitment is convenient. Does this YouTube account seal the deal for the rumors? Not sure, but it is funny.
Absolutely.
Such a great post.
This is better than a plane tracker.
That's what message board for.
Better than a plane tracker.
Right.
Better than the custodian, right? Remember we had that custodian in Nebraska?
If I could offer Mr. Sorsby any advice, if we look at Carson Beck last year, don't follow your girlfriend when you go to transfer to college. It just won't
She
end
was
up
hot,
well.
though, Craig. She was hot.
Yeah, but didn't work out for old Carson. So look out.
Well,
Just beware.
Or just don't cheat on her and have her go get a boob job. That's the other thing you could do.
But you can say boob.
Job's not a phrase, right? That sounds weird.
God, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I think that Sorsby actually could end up in Lubbock though, which is kind of funny. If that turns out to be true, and this guy claims it was all started at the YouTube TV account, that'll be hilarious.
The biggest lesson I'm taking out of this is make sure you're signing out of your damn streaming services when you leave places.
The funniest thing
you
is
could-
if this is a random person that just made their account name Brendan Sorsby and left it on purpose
God,
for
that'd
the
be great.
purpose of trying to spark this rumor.
That'd be
Someone
amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to tell myself that's what MBG does when he travels for work. Just stuff like that.
Somebody could really screw up his algorithm, watching all sorts of crazy stuff on his YouTube account.
That's true.
Which is a fun activity. If you haven't done that to somebody before, messing
so
up
good.
somebody's YouTube algorithm is very enjoyable.
It is good.
Yeah.
Logging out of my YouTube TV account right now.
Well, that's all I brought, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for it was a lot of
This has
fun.
been a ton of fun. I'm going to go back to watching Nick Minicucci on the 68 Ventures Bowl, which is somehow not on the All Names team, but it should be.
Tell us where we can find you guys, please.
You can find us everywhere on X, on YouTube, on podcast platforms. On X and YouTube, you can find us at Chief Sports Net. You can also find us at Rob Williams GCP, at McMichael7. Those are our X accounts where you can find the show each and every week. And then the Chief Sports South Carolina YouTube channel, as well as College Football Forever Chief YouTube channels. We're on both of those. And then on podcasts on Spotify and Apple at
All right, that's
SEC
enough.
Sunday night.
That's enough.
Look, we just want to be accessible. We need to be accessible. Everybody needs to hear this voice and see this face. And sometimes they need Craig too.
Yeah. We're
Thanks,
on
y'all.
Twitch.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, guys.